Hello again, you magnificent people. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the states of New Mexico and Hawaii. This is our preview, our weekly preview of all the properties going live on the website for tomorrow, Friday, September 11th, 2020. Before I get to that, however, so a lot of people bought from us this past week. Great number of sales. Going to get to that in a moment. Lately, we've had people buying properties from us who then take the time to write me an email talking about how much they enjoy the website and how informative they find it, and how they looked at other land listing websites and did not find them nearly as informative, which is why they're buying from us and not other people. This is refreshing. This is pleasing to me because we work very hard at trying to make the website as informative as possible. Number one. Number two, because a lot of times I look at other people who do this and they've got like a Google satellite image of land and, here's some coordinates, you figure it out. And every time I see that, I'm like, how do you stay in business? How do you sell anything? I don't get that. Particularly because I still get questions every week like, how do I know this isn't a scam? So I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I've been getting more and more of that lately, and thank you. Very nice. Anyway, with that said, guys, new buyers this past week in Taos County, a daunting list which includes Robin, Rebecca, Sarah, Leo, returning customer Joanne, and two-time customer Frank. Bought not one but two properties from us this past week. Josh bought some land from us in Socorro. Bryant bought some land from us in Cibola County. And Brianna purchased not one but two properties from us in Hawaii County. So thank you to all of them. As you can tell by the number of tabs I have opened up here at the top of the browser, we got a lot of properties going live this week. I think about 9 total. And actually right now, looking at the slate of properties that we're buying that are going through title escrow, I don't know how, reasonably speaking, I'm going to get all of these listed by November. But we're buying aggressively right now. So I think we're going to have a lot more of these, 9 property, 10 property weeks. We'll see. Anyway, first one going live this week, guys, is in Cibola County. Cibola. Down here, CBNM-7111. Is the reference number, located in the famous Pine Meadows Ranch, which everybody loves. 2.5 acres for $3,000. Of course, I will have a video on the listing page here, blathering on at length with all the things I normally say about Pine Meadows Ranch. Whatever the case, this is a 2.5 acre lot over here off Comanche Road. It's a corner lot. It's got road frontage along both its western and northern boundaries. And of course, being out here in, quick thing, Pine Meadows Ranch is mostly a 5-acre subdivision. There's a whole bunch of 2.5 acre lots right around here. We got one of them. I think it's a pretty good price for 2.5 acres. Of course, it sits very close to all the things we always talk about in Cibola County. El Morro National Monument, El Mel Pais National Monument, Rama Reservoir, Blue Water Lake State Park over here, and of course, sandwiched in between it all, this giant chunk of green on the map, 300,000 acres, perfect for hunting, camping, trails, hiking, so on and so forth, but mostly hunting. So I think these properties in El Morro, these are a lot of retirees who live out here, actually, but I think there's also a number of people who have sort of staging areas, hunting cabins. They set up camp here. They go out, in the morning, hunt throughout the national forest, and they come back here for the night. Ideal for that sort of thing. Of course, it's also close to Rama. It's also close to Grants, so not too far from grocery supplies, so on and so forth. Want to point out to you guys that this property actually has a little bit of debris here on the northeast corner of the land. Corner of the land really sits right about here. From Google satellite images, look like it's a bus and 2 RVs. It's not. I'm going to show you photos, guys, so you know what's up. Down here in the photo gallery, from the property, forgot to mention, by the way, this is a pre-staked lot. The property boundary markers are still out there, so you will not need to pay for a costly survey to figure out where your land begins and ends. Here's one, here's another, there's other ones out there. But the thing that I really want to show you guys here, just so you know, we buy these properties as is, we sell them as is. Sometimes if they're really a mess, we'll get them cleaned up. But this one has some kind of redneck campsite on it. I don't know what this thing is. If you know, by the way, if you're looking at this like, oh, that's obviously an XYZ, leave a comment on YouTube, because I'd really like to know what this sort of Blair Witch configuration of bound twigs is. I don't know. Additionally, aside from that, there's also this semi sort of structure right here. One of the positive things about this, glass half full type of person I am, one of the positive things about this is that it suggests if this is on the land, whatever covenants and restrictions are supposedly in Pine Meadows Ranch are not being enforced at all. Previous owner tells me that this came with the land when he bought it, or when he, I guess, inherited it, and it was there before the previous owner had it. So it's been there a while, redneck campsite, as you can see. Obviously, some people are watching this like, I don't want to buy a lot with a bunch of junk on it, but other people look at this like, essentially the MacGyver types. The MacGyver types who look at this kind of thing and know they can do stuff with it. Fire pit? I'm guessing this was a fire pit of some sort? I don't know. Anyway, point being, otherwise, this takes up a very small portion of the 2.5 acre lot, but we buy them as is, we sell them as is, so if you buy the land, that is yours to do with as you please, sell it, make some money off it, blah, 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 I don't know. But otherwise, the other 2.45 acres are lovely and wonderful, picturesque, etc., etc. Also going live this week, of course, it's a Friday, so we've got more land in Tres Piedras Estates, buying aggressively out there as we have been. This week, guys, we got 1/4 acre, we got 5 half acres, and we've got, check it out, guys, here we go, the rare, unicorn teeth rare, 1 acre lot. I should have highlighted this line, not that line. 1 acre lot in Tres Piedras Estates, combination of 2 adjacent half acre lots in Unit 2, sitting roughly about 2.5 miles north of the highway. Of course, as always, we're selling these 1 acres for $3,000. This, of course, is the main landing page for our Tres Piedras properties, which has the very helpful spreadsheet attached to it, as well as the frequently asked questions section, which no human has ever read, apparently. That's my weekly joke. Whatever the case, 9345, I'm going to have a video up on the page talking specifically about the property. Whatever the case, if we... so first off, this is just to give you a sense of lots I and J is what we're selling at here. Unit 2, Block 76, lots I and J. And if we click on the GPS coordinates, of course, bring it up on a map, you can see exactly where this thing is, roughly about 2.5 miles north of the highway, as noted. Sits out here just right off of Colorado. Colorado's a kind of main road out there, so it should be pretty easy to navigate your way out there. It should be pretty easy to make your way along those roads and get out to the land. Little bit of rubbish, little bit of debris on some of the neighboring properties here, at least according to Google Satellite. Who knows if any of that is still there? Who knows if anyone is actually living on those properties? But, you know, just buyer beware, that is not on the subject property, but close by. Additionally, it looks like there's also a pretty nice house right here close by. Somebody's living out there, has managed to kind of grade some of the land, get their cars back and forth, etc. Looks like they have kind of a nice establishment. So, you know, those are your neighbors, some good, some not so good. But the point is the 1 acre lot, of course, is a major advantage to anybody who does want to build out here, because it means that you are going to have to jump through exponentially fewer zoning hurdles. We'll be able to plant a well on there. We'll be able to use a conventional septic system, etc. So if you're one of these people who's into the Earthship homes, who's building a lot out there in Tres Piedras Estates, or in nearby subdivisions in Taos County, I mean, this 1 acre thing is usually what those guys are looking for. So if you are interested in this, these 1 acres tend to sell super fast. So just an FYI. Anyway, finally, moving on to Hawaii, guys. We got another Hawaii property this week. Yes, they're finally getting photographed and listed. This is reference number HIHI11851. Located in Orchid, Isle Estates, this roughly 1/4 acre lot is going to be priced at $8,000. I'm going to have a video up on this one, of course, as well. Should be noted, this property sits in Orchid, Isle Estates, a.k.a. Glenwood Gardens. It is this subdivision right here, not to be confused with Hawaiian Orchid Isle Estates or Orchid Island Estates. Yes, these are other subdivisions nearby. Whatever the case, this one... as always, these are in the Puna District, pretty close to Volcano, pretty close to Mountain View, Curtistown, etc. Right here, right off the 11. So you're going to have easy access to these kind of cool small villages right here where you've got restaurants and, bars, a little bit of dining and shopping, things like that. But of course, you are none too far from both Hilo Population Center as well as the Black Sand Beaches here along the eastern, southeastern coastline of the island. So... a lot of nice things out here. One thing I will mention is that, typically these subdivisions have some kind of property owners association, something that's governing the region. This area has paved roads, power along each one of these roads, so it suggests that somebody's out there doing something. That being said, there is literally no web presence, none, at least none that we could find, and we searched for quite a while, for any sort of subdivision property owners association for this specific sub and not the other 12 on the island that have almost the exact same name. That being said, we also couldn't find covenants or restrictions recorded with the county. It suggests that there are, no real rules governing this area, but the roads are too nice for there to be no road maintenance fees associated with them, number one. Number two, it also looks like the homes are pretty nice out here for there to not be some sort of, some sort of ordinance, we'll say. Whatever the case, zoning in Hawaii is, of course, normally pretty laid back. The kinds of things that people want to do that are quote-unquote unconventional, like tiny homes, shipping container homes, yurts, it's usually allowed out there. It's just a matter of getting the proper permits. Oh, hey, look, we have photos, guys. Let's look at these. For the record, new photographer out here who's been taking some pictures for us. I'm still kind of educating him on how I like things photographed. Whatever the case, he managed to take about 400 drone photos of the island, and then I had to kind of sort out the geography of these things. Fortunately, look at this, guys. Ba-boom, we've done this for you. Subject property here, giving you a sense of exactly where this thing is. And why am I looking at this photo? Ah, there we go. So, additionally, we've done it multiple times to give you just a better sense of where exactly the property sits, where your neighbors are, what their homes look like, so on and so forth. But you get a good sense from this one that there is, of course, power running up and down this road at the lot line, the paved roads, so on and so forth. So I will let you guys explore all of that on your own time. One quick thing I do want to mention, back here on the New Mexico page, you may have noticed we recently listed a Torrance County property is coming soon. Scooch more than 1 acre out in Edgewood. If you're wondering, hey, Hemingway Land, why haven't you listed this property yet? Here's why, guys. Here's why. We were going to list it last week, and then we were going to list it this week, and the deed has not materialized back from the county. And then we did a little research, and we found out the deed is lost. It's lost. So we're going to wait. We're going to hold off until we have documented proof that we do own the property, and then we'll list it. But kind of annoying because it's a really good lot, and we bought it like 4 weeks ago, and it's killing me. Anyway, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Much appreciated. As noted, about 9 new properties going live this week. A ton more coming up in the weeks ahead. So stay tuned to the channel if you haven't seen anything yet that you're interested in. I think you will in the weeks to come. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.